Now we finally got a decent glimpse at WandaVision after the latest trailer dropped. But could the trailer hold more secrets than we originally anticipated? The Mandalorian may be the superior Disney Plus original show right now, but with a host of new Marvel content making its way over to the streaming service, it may have a run for its money. One of those shows is the upcoming WandaVision series, which recently revealed a full-length trailer giving us a trippy and surreal look into potentially Vision's post-Infinity War fate. And it is somewhat strange to say the least. But Marvel aren't slowing down anytime soon, and it looks like they're adding even more to their already packed slate. And it is highly likely that they will use their upcoming shows to promote their new direction. WandaVision is very likely going to be used to springboard a boatload of new content, and theories circling around the internet suggest that one of these new projects is the Young Avengers.
I'm saying there may be a causality.
In this video, we will take a look at the evidence supporting this theory and the, albeit scarce, news coming out of Marvel and Disney in regards to the potential future of the Young Avengers. From mystery and secretive castings, subtle Easter eggs and hints in the trailers and calls to the comic books themselves, let's take a deep dive into the theory that the Avengers may be rolling back the years and become the Young Avengers. That's not how it works, but I just wanted to say it. So we have finally gotten a sneak peek of the upcoming WandaVision, which we have been waiting for ever since the show was announced as an upcoming Disney Plus original, which feels like an age ago. It has been a heck of a year after all. Vision may not be the most universally loved member of the Avengers, but his return to the screen after his grisly fate in Infinity War is highly anticipated. We don't know much about the show, but one thing we do know is that the show will explore the relationship between Wanda and Vision. This has caused confusion among the fans, as, well, Vision is dead as a dodo after all, yet he looks very much alive in the series. It has been speculated that this all takes place in Scarlet Witch's mind, with her dreaming up an idealized 50s image of the two of them living happily ever after, but that remains to be seen. Marvel have announced a plethora of upcoming shows, with WandaVision lining up alongside The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, Hawkeye, and She-Hulk, to name a few. And it doesn't sound like they're slowing down anytime soon, and it sounds like Disney are planning to use existing characters to springboard new ones. MCU head Kevin Feige even went as far as to announce that WandaVision will directly link to Sam Raimi's upcoming Doctor Strange sequel in the Multiverse of Madness, with Scarlet Witch actress Elizabeth Olsen starring alongside Benedict Cumberbatch. Rumors have it, and boy do we like rumors, that the Doctor Strange sequel will host a number of new characters and, like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, introduce new versions of old superheroes. One such rumor doing the rounds is that Tom Cruise will be playing a new multiverse version of Iron Man, which isn't surprising seeing as he's been linked to the character before. The rumors around the sequel also suggest that it may even link up with Raimi's own Spider-Man series and bring back the likes of Tobey Maguire as Spidey. If these two rumors have any basis is unclear, but it sounds like the movie will definitely bring in some new characters. Potentially even the long-awaited inclusion of the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. Because let's face it, who doesn't want to see Wolverine in the MCU? But it sounds like it's not only the Doctor Strange sequel that will bring in the new characters, and that the Disney Plus shows will be following suit. Sources claim that WandaVision will also introduce us to new Marvel characters, if we're to believe the rumors, and that it will also tie to the Doctor Strange sequel, although how that will happen is somewhat unclear. Especially if the show's taking place in Wanda's subconscious, how would characters created in WandaVision connect to the wider MCU? Also, who are the characters in question? Well, we may have an answer for both of those questions. Alright, let's start with that second one, shall we? In the show, we see two children who we are led to believe are the children of Wanda and Vision. How an android-human hybrid and a mutant witch have children is a strange question with a complicated answer, and not something we'll get into just yet. These children are very likely to be the comic book children of Wanda and Vision, Wiccan, aka Billy Kaplan Altman, and Speed, aka Tommy Shepard, both of whom have superhero powers and are members of the Young Avengers. Which, well, you can probably guess who they are. Wiccan takes after his mother and has sorcerer abilities, while Speed has the power to turn into a sloth. Just kidding. As you can imagine, Speed has the power of supersonic speed and takes after his uncle Quicksilver. Now, eagle-eyed viewers, well, that's not the right expression in this case, is it? Bat-eared listeners? Nah, that still doesn't sound right. Anyway, you might have caught that both children have different surnames, which is surprising seeing as they both have the same parents, neither of whom have those surnames. Well, that ties into the first question we posed earlier. You see, in the comics, Wanda and Vision do move to the suburbs to settle down where they live a happy and, let's face it, probably dull life away from the rest of the Avengers. They do, however, make their return, but Wanda soon discovers she is pregnant with twins and that she used her powers to get herself pregnant. I know, weird, right? But things seem to be going okay despite the duo returning to the Avengers. That is, until the twins keep inexplicably disappearing. This is because it turns out that they are both a kind of figment of Wanda's imagination and were created by her altering reality. So every time she stops thinking about them, they disappear until they eventually disappear for good. Well, not quite for good. See, they weren't totally made up, and they were actually spawned from the fractured soul of the demon Mephisto. And their souls are eventually reincarnated into the bodies of Billy Kaplan Altman and Tommy Shepard, who are unaware of their parentage and the fact that they are actually brothers in more than just spirit. Both grew up individually and separately in New York and New Jersey respectively, where over time the two would eventually develop their powers. The two eventually reunite with one another and even with their mother, who helps Wiccan to develop his powers. The two brothers would also go on to be key figures in the Young Avengers. This would indicate that they are not just some small Easter egg in the series, and this could mean that they could effectively be created in WandaVision before making their return in the Doctor Strange sequel. That would make for two fully fleshed members of the Young Avengers and bring them into the world of live action, whether that be on the big or small screen. This would also be in keeping with the tone set in WandaVision and the fact that it's all taking place in Wanda's head, and why it looks like something David Lynch may have directed. Why it would all be in her head, though, is unclear. Is Wanda just emotional and deluding herself to save herself from grief, altering reality, and bringing back her loved one? Possibly. Did Wanda bring Vision back to life by reversing time, or just recreating him with her powers like she did potentially with Wiccan and Speed? Also possibly. Or could there be a darker motive at play? Could someone be manipulating Wanda to extract some kind of information by creating a fabricated world? In the trailer, it did indicate that someone or something is trying to get answers from the pair. Could that be an outside party? Say Mephisto, for example. He is linked to both Wiccan and Speed, so it stands to reason that he could play some kind of part in the narrative. Mephisto is one of the villains who is always seemingly around in Marvel and is known for causing a number of evil acts. But it's his soul that connects to Wiccan and Speed, and it's them defeating him that allows them to be reincarnated and able to find new bodies. How exactly they find new bodies is unclear. Whether they were reincarnated into a baby, or if they just took over some poor guy's body and commandeered it like Captain Jack Sparrow taking over a pirate ship. Let's hope for everyone's sake it's the former. But who knows if Mephisto will be showing up anytime soon? Or could this all be happening alternatively in Vision's head as he hangs out in purgatory? All of this right now is just food for thought, but it does make us wonder how exactly Wiccan and Speed will connect to WandaVision firstly, then to the Multiverse of Madness, and then the Young Avengers. Speaking of the Young Avengers, who exactly are they? The Young Avengers lineup primarily consists of Wiccan, Speed, Hulkling, who is the partner of Wiccan in the comic books and has also been rumored to make an appearance in the WandaVision show, Miss America, who has reportedly already been cast, Iron Lad, which sounds like a British slang term, Hawkeye, but not the one you're thinking of, and Kid Loki, just to name a few. By all accounts, it seems like this is the route Marvel is going with, and that the Young Avengers is taking place. Not only has Hulkling and the older forms of Wiccan and Speed been cast, but we already know that the primary focus of the Hawkeye show will be about Clint Barton's apprentice Kate Bishop, along with the reported casting of America Chavez, aka Miss America. In fact, a member of the Young Avengers has already made an appearance, although you probably didn't know it, with Cassie Lang, the daughter of Ant-Man Scott Lang, being a member of the Young Avengers. While we first saw her as a child in the first Ant-Man movie, we saw her teenage self in Avengers Endgame after surviving the snap and subsequently aging 5 years. So with all of these Young Avengers in the pipeline, storyline other than Iron Lad, who could probably rock up at any minute, who knows with Marvel, it would appear that this is Marvel's plan and that WandaVision will be their way of introducing 2, potentially even 3 members of the Young Avengers, with Wiccan and Hulkling being in a romantic relationship. Also, with WandaVision and the Doctor Strange sequel being linked, they could all come together there, with WandaVision being the stepping stone that gets the whole thing in motion. Right now, though, this is all conjecture, but all the signs are there, and it feels like a step Disney would take, as it would help increase subscriptions for Disney+. But time will tell. Despite COVID being a thorn in everyone's side, including WandaVision, Disney and Marvel are sticking to their guns that the premiere will drop by the end of the year, and it will probably kick off a whole slew of Marvel content on Disney+, one of which may very well be the Young Avengers. So what do you make of this theory? Would you want to see the Young Avengers on the big or small screen? Are you pumped for WandaVision? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more Marvel content.